Well, now the shenanigans in the cubicle has caused a stirring in the shop. The shop assistant in Arnott's very posh store, your Harrods, that's right, in Dublin. She calls her sales assistants to go in and investigate why there was screaming and shouting, thinking one of the women customers was being accosted. Well, when she gets to the cubicle and she sees this priest manhandling this poor unfortunate woman, she says she's going to herself, may the Lord strike him dead. They were in the throes of passion. She couldn't work out whose legs were where. And she looked at the woman and she thought, well, you're no spring chicken, Bet. But she said, I was disgusted that a man of the cloth was having his wicked way with this poor unfortunate owl one. Well, anyway, the staff called the security guards and they had them escorted off the premises in a state of undress. Her in that lingerie showing her midriff and him with no trousers on. Well, it would happen, wouldn't it, that outside the store there was such a kerfuffle. They were waiting for somebody of great importance to open the shoe department for children. And didn't they get a picture of these two? Mrs. Doyle, Sister Marguerite. Well, we know she's Sister Marguerite, but to the general public she was some charlatan. And this priest with his dog collar on and no pants, in his bare feet. And then the bags of shopping was thrown out onto the street. Well, their clothes were. And it's chucking it down with the rain, lashing from the heavens it is. Lashing. You can see it dancing an Irish jig or a hornpipe. And he gets out his camera and takes a picture. Well, a taxi's coming by. So they get into the taxi and he says, right, the jury's in Ballsbridge and make it quick. So they get to the juries. And what excuse they gave them at reception, I have no idea why they were in such a state of undress. Was they just said to the receptionist, they put on a strange accent, hi honey, we've just been to the Oscars, dressed of course to the parts we were playing, and we're dying of pneumonia. Do you think you could get us a room and get some tailors up there and some hot coffee? Well, of course I will, sir. Is it a father? Oh, it is. No, I'm not a father. I was playing the part of a father, a priest. Well, of course, sir. Let me just ring the bell and get room service, and they'll send a bell boy, and they'll escort you to room 777. Oh, no, you can't have that. That's fully booked. 666, the 3 6s. Sure, that's the number for Satan. Well, not to worry. It's the best suite in the house. You'll enjoy it, sir. So off they go up in the lift to the 6th floor, to room 666. And they get into the bed and they carry on from where they left off. The screaming and the shouting was unbelievable. They could hear people upstairs on the 7th floor banging on the ceiling. They could hear people on either side of them in 664, 665 and 668 banging on their door. And they didn't give a month of Sundays. They just loved one another for all them years they missed. And now they were free. And they stayed in that position, I think, for a week. But what was so strange, the picture that was taken was in the evening press. priest loses his trousers for some floozy. And the other sisters, of course, who were on holiday, who came up from Cove, County Cork with Sister Marguerite, recognised her thighs and her face. And they thought, my God, it's herself. And her family were ballistic. The mother was demented. They had a search party looking for her until the evening press arrived, which Joe the paperman always dropped off their evening paper prompt at 6 o'clock every night before the Angelus. That's the 3 3s and a 9, the bells. Well, let me tell you, the mother had a heart attack. Palpitations wasn't in it. She was taken off in an ambulance to the Meath. The father was bucking mad. And Raymond was no more interested in what happened to Marguerite because he had his lips round the distillery and the poutine. But the family were saying, well done, girl. Jesus, you're great. You've got life in them old bones yet. But let me tell you, the mother was on the critical list in intensive care. The shock of it. And all the neighbours get the evening press. They see their daughter come home in a blue habit. And now she's legs akimbo in this French little number with a priest with his thighs round her. Jesus, she said, I'm disgraced. I can't hold my head up for all the tea in China. Oh, she said, I'm ruined. I'll have to sell up and move where nobody knows me. Well, of course, the children thought it was great. Eileen, Rosemary and Angela, Jesus, they were breaking their sides laughing. Well done, Marguerite. We didn't think you had it in you. And of course, the boys were just good on you, girl. But they were a bit disgusted that it was a priest because, you know, they're big Catholics. And they don't approve of priests having it off with floozies. Floozies can have it off with priests, but not the other way around, no. No. Not at all. But anyway, back in the jury's hotel, the two of them are like two lovebirds. They're at it, hugging, kissing, sucking the life out of each other with bruises on our neck. And they're as happy as two spring lambs. Oh, they are. The love that's there is just unbelievable. But they're not aware of what's going on outside. The mammy's going ballistic. The bishop is wondering where Ted is. Mother Abundancia sees it in the picture in the paper. And she's trying to get hold of her to bring her back to Cove, County Cork. She's told the provincial, she's told the general. They're all in an uproar that she's brought disgrace to the order. Mary Gonzilla is going ballistic. Elcianatus is thinking, well done her. And of course, Monumenta Gloriosa is pig sick with jealousy that it wasn't her. And Erasmus and Theotokos are down on their knees praying for her soul. But Personificatus and Polyarthriticus are stunned. So they got wind that the mammy was in the mead, so to go and see the mammy to offer her condolences and say, don't worry, we look after her, we'll get her and bring her back. We promise you, we'll get her and bring her back. Oh, I wish you'd do something because the girl's been nothing but trouble. The moment she left home to marry that Egypt, who was a bank robber, and then he went and served so many life sentences. And then she became a housekeeper to Father Ted. Little did I realise she'd end up in the throes of passion with him, in the juries where I used to work as a cleaner. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I'm ruined. I'm ruined. Anyway, Sister Placidus and Sister Del Rio get all the other sisters together, and then they turn up in the juries in reception and say, right, which room is Sister Marguerite in of Father Ted? I thought they were play actors. 666. Right, they get in the lift and they go banging on the door. And he answers, oh my Jesus, we're found out. So they go and they show her the pictures in the paper and says, now what do you think of that? You tart. You who've got so much to say for yourself and putting us all down in the monastery. And look what you're up to. Look at those legs. And look what you're wearing. Where's your habit? Right, we're getting it on you. There's a taxi outside waiting. And the train's leaving in half an hour. You're on it. And we're back to Cove County Cork. Mother Abundancia is hairless, legless, and she's spitting blood.